Guys, we are in a state of war. So right now, as you watch this video, the world is shifting our feet beneath our feet. And let's start with a bit of reality check. So there's a new war brewing between India and Pakistan, and they are not just threatening not just borders, but it also affecting the economic stability for the whole industry, especially in India, the IT industry. So across the world, Donald Trump is back on in the spotlight, also imposing the new import duties and shaking up the global trade. So, but I want to tell you something. So here's something that you might know. And during every major recession in the US, certain new giants were born. And like I have seen in the during the 1970s oil crisis, Microsoft was born, Google after the dot-com bust in 1990s, Uber and Airbnb during the 2008 economic crash. So this is all just went on, and let's try that to sink in. So in the time of chaos, someone else business dies and someone else vision thrives. So if you have feeling unsure about your business decision, if you have been stuck in the same strategy while your market keeps on shifting, and if you wake up thinking then why does it feel like we are working harder but losing control, so then this video is for you. So here's what you're going to learn today: why most successful companies don't just survive, they pivot when it matters the most; how to track the health of your business just like a doctor tracks your heart rate; and how to build a company that don't just react to crisis but uses them to rise themselves. So I promise this isn't another motivational rant, but a playbook for staying alive and winning in certain times. So this is for the business owners who feel like they are missing something but can't quite point it out, and CEOs who want real clarity, not just a gut-based framework. Entrepreneurs who are tired of being blindsided by market changes, and the leaders, of course, who want to protect what they have built and want to grow it beyond it. So you might feel like I'm just kind of reading your thoughts right now, but as was because I have sat with some of the founders in crisis, I have diagnosed startups with burnout, and I have helped leaders navigate pivots that felt impossible for them, but actually they weren't. So, as an industrial psychologist, this is my battlefield, and I just don't study people. I study how business and people build and break through companies, and more importantly, how they recover and thrive. So, the problem I am solving is simple, but can be deadly if ignored. So, stick around, because if you miss what comes next, you might miss the window your company needs to stay alive. So let's get ready. So let's get brutally honest here now. Because what I'm going to share is going to feel something personal, and that's exactly the point. So let's begin with a list of things that you might be doing, and don't worry, you are not alone. Yeah, it's like everyone, most of the companies are in the same loops. So starting, so mistake number one: you are making decisions based on your intuitions, not on data. So when you are trusting your gut, you feel like the business is doing okay. You have felt that business is going for a growth, and you have seeing that the hiring get comes in and everything like that. But you might realize later that it isn't. But here's the truth: your gut is not a tracking system actually, and companies that don't measure their health eventually what it collapse from the inside. So that's what happened. The second mistake that most founders do: you are reacting rather than anticipating. So what does this mean? So when a competitor releases a new product, you get panicked. When a team member quits, you scramble. When a market shifts, you just try to catch it up. So actually you are not leading here, you are firefighting. You are doing business here. So you have to got to be the leader first, but you are in the stake of surviving and firefighting, and actually I think your business deserves something better. The third mistake is you are confusing the activity with progress. Your team is busy, you are attending meetings, running campaigns, hiring aggressively, but instead of doing that all in a loop, just sit calm and ask yourself that what did we actually improve this quarter? Are we solving root problems or just symptoms? Actually, most companies die not from the competition but from within, and nobody is tracking the internal bleed, that what actually happens. It's like when in sea storm, a ship or a boat usually survive when they know they are not bleeding. So that's the thing is. The fourth mistake, you don't know your bottlenecks. And what do you mean by bottlenecks? So to that, let me give you an example. If I asked you that what's the number one constraint holding your business back right now, uh, I just want to know, could you answer that in one sentence? If not, you might be needing a 2-3 sentence. It means if 2 or 3 sentences, that is okay, but could you answer it in one sentence? If not, it means that you are growing in the dark, and that's a recipe for stagnation. You will after a certain time you will feel the situation is getting worse, you are losing your control, and what will happen? The sudden collapse. Next mistake is the fifth mistake is you are scaling a weak foundation. Well, sometimes you might see a good numbers, and you feel that the growth is been happening, and it behaves like a mirage. You feel exciting. Until a certain time, you will realize that your processes are getting messy, your team is misaligned, uh, and your decisions aren't backed by health metrics. So without tracking, you are building a high rise building on a cracked soil, and the more high you go, the chances that the harder you will fall, because the foundation is weak. So that's the mistake that what most C-level executive do. The next sixth mistake is you think more is the solution. You think more is the solution. It means that the more leads you try to attract, more leads, the more good thing. The more people you try to attract, the more features you try to give, the more solutions. But the growth isn't about more, it's about the right strategy, the right metrics, the right precision at the right time. And if you're not tracking the company health, you can't tell what's right. But that's the sixth mistake. So here what's most people don't realize, that the business problems don't just show up overnight. They start as a small cracks in your communication. You will see that your vision is getting misaligned, in your processes, in your judgment, and those cracks turn into a chasms when left unchecked. So what happens when you ignore these mistakes? After a certain period of time, you will see that you are kind of losing your misalignment. You are having a misalignment. You are kind of losing the alignment with your team, with your process, with your members, and with your stakeholders, or anything like that. You are kind of bleeding revenues. Because the way you think that certain kind of investment will give you an output, and eventually it didn't, because you lack the foundation, you lack many things, obviously not the form, but yeah, you are bleeding revenues. You are giving unnecessary investment to certain things that actually not necessary for you. You lose the key talent, the one who has put so much potential in your company, the one who has have been a top performer, suddenly kind of losing interest because is not getting recognized or something, anything might be he might be facing, or he or she, so you might be losing some kind of loose key talent, and you're just getting scrambled at, and just justifying yourself that Yeah, people get rid of after a certain period of time. So you build some kind of resentment in your team, and after a certain age, this will eventually lead you to sabotage your growth, your own growth also. And all this because you didn't have a system to tell you that, hey buddy, your system, your business isn't going well right now. So are you falling sick, or you are having some symptoms of like a doctor says, like you are showing the symptoms of diabetes, you are showing us a system, like there is no doctor, so a business doctor who can tell you that, hey buddy, you are having some kind of revenue leakage, or your team has been misaligned. It will eventually lead you to not generating a quite good ROI. So that's what it does. So now here's the part. I want you to feel deep in your bones, and you don't need another checklist. You don't need more tools. You don't need to work for 18 hours a day. And believe me, if you know the Pareto principle, you actually don't fucking need 22 hours a day. Sometimes I have seen CEOs and C-level executives and founders that they had been working for 22 hours, 18 hours a day, doing everything by their own, and it's like not building some strategic partnerships or anything like that. But the thing is, if you are doing something for 18 to 22 hours a day, that means you are not good for the business. You are doing a very wrong business actually. This statement might get hurt most of the people like you, who have been putting so much effort and you're putting so much hard on yourself, but you don't need to work for this much hours a day. Just focusing 6 to 8 hours a day, it's quite more than efficient to give you the productivity, to give you the business and the revenue that you want. So in other terms, what you need is the clarity. What you need, because clarity gains you control gives you confidence. You need a guide, you need a system. Actually, you need a mirror, someone who can walk into your business and instantly see where you are bleeding, why your strategies aren't sticking, what your numbers are silently screaming, and where your blind spots are costing you your future. And that's where I come in. I don't just offer advice or something like that, but I offer a transformation rooted in psychology, analytics, and business behavior. I don't ask questions, I listen to what your business isn't saying. As an industrial psychologist, I have spent years studying how leaders lose control of their companies, and how they can get it back. I track companies like doctor tracks your vitals. So when something is off, I know exactly where to look. So here's the truth. Every mistake I just shared, I have seen. Every mistake that I have solved, and every time the solution started not just with motivation but with the measurement. So because the one who tracks the truth actually controls the future. So here's the game. So you might be just one framework away from a turnaround, one pivot away from an escaping mediocrity, one diagnosis away from massive momentum. But if you don't know where you are, how will you ever know where to go? So that's why I'm here, to make sure you don't lose the business you have worked so hard to build. So because it's time to stop guessing and start diagnosing. So right now, if you have watched this video until now, so let's just take a breath together, because by now something inside you is either feeling exposed or awake. So maybe for the first time you have been seeing that how the very things that you were doing to keep the things moving might have actually been holding you back also. So maybe you realized, or you maybe realized, that what once worked isn't working now anymore because the market has changed or something. Like, maybe there are 1,000 reasons, but or maybe, just maybe, you saw that you have been avoiding the dashboard, that you are afraid of what it might reveal later. So But here's the truth: if nothing changes, nothing improves. So, growth doesn't come by pushing yourself harder, but it comes by stepping back and seeing clearly. And this isn't about the shame, it's about the awareness. It's about understanding what your business is alive. Like any living thing, it shows symptoms long before it collapses. Like a doctor can collapse that someone is going through some kind of headache or something like that, it's going to collapse. So that's what it happens here. And now you have seen the symptoms, then why we should ignore them? And we can't unsee them, right? So this is your chance to make a shift, not next year, because this is the best time for you to analyze yourself, your company, and everything that's happening. Because as we all know, we are not in the state of having too much economic stability, obviously, because of these things going around this. Because this, let's take it as an opportunity. And because, and now specifically, because here's what I believe: because the leaders who win are the ones who stop saying I'll figure it out, but start saying let's figure it out with someone also, if they want to. So here's what I've done: I have opened a limited number of calendar slots for this month, and these are one-to-one strategy sessions where we will be talking with about your current business model, diagnosing the warning signs, show you how to track your company's health right away, and give you a few immediate short insights, highlighted insights that will already uh, shift your thinking. So this is just a real conversation. This is going to be a real conversation between two people, me and you, who care about businesses done right. Because if you are leading a company with passion, vision, and heart, you deserve to have the tools to protect it and grow it. So this is your mirror. This is going to be your mirror moment. You have seen what's broken. Now let's talk about how to rebuild it stronger, smarter, more sustainable than ever before. So just click the link below to book your call, and I would love to hear your story. And together we will uncover what your company has been trying to tell you a long ago. And actually, your business deserves this, and so do you. So this is Sanyam Dubey, Industrial Psychologist and Business Growth Strategist, signing off. And I'm just want to tell you that to make sure that your company doesn't just survive, it evolves. Thank you.